Willie,
What's up?
man, I got a lot of questions to ask you, man.
All right.
First of all, I want to definitely thank you. Artist Corner, you see your host here, definitely Willie Esco,
definitely.
and a million other people doing the Willie Esco thing.
All right.
Alright? Now, I mean, basically, this is all about you. This album we're doing here, man. There's a lot of questions, somewhat.
Represent Brick City.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not just me, it's represent where I'm from, where I'm bound, Latin.
Exactly.
things.
I mean, I understand you mentioned Brick City, so obviously from Newark.
Yeah.
Correct, you're from Newark. So, all right, now, being in Newark, like, just tell people your experiences just growing up in Newark.
Growing up in Newark?
Yeah,
man.
Because now he say from Newark, he can't tell me nothing. I know about Newark.
See, Newark's like the sixth borough, you know what I'm saying? So it was like we were always part of New York, but not really.
Yeah.
You know, it's looked down upon from New York. So I always, from day one, like I was into hip hop when it started. You know, I'm 32 years old, so I seen the beginning of hip hop. I know what the beginning was like, what we was wearing back in the day, from breaking to, you know, everything, the whole gamut. So I used to break dance, used to come to New York, make some money, come back home, you know, and being a break dancer from Jersey, we always got, you know, we always
that's
had
like
beef.
in the 80s you talking about, like
80s,
in the early 80s.
Early 80s.
So you remember Club 88?
Yeah, all that Club 88, I seen that.
On Broad Street,
right,
clubs over
Zanzibar and all that stuff.
All that.
I was a house head too, so, you know, I had love for both, but, you know, hip hop was something I seen grow day one, you know. And I saw, like, artists grow and develop. I saw the urban clothing lines grow from, you know, Carl Canard to Cross Colors, you know, all that sort of stuff. I seen it grow and develop, so I got a good history of what's going on in this market. So, you know, growing up in Newark, we were never getting our props. So, for me, once I got my shot, it was time to shout out Brick City. You know what I'm saying?
It was definitely like a notch.
Let people know, you know, let people know where I'm from.
Because, I mean, you think in Newark now, there's a lot of entertainers coming out of Newark now. Got Palmer Hill doing the thing. You know?
Oh, no doubt,
you got the Fuji. You never say the whole Fuji.
That's on the music tip, but on the clothing tip, we really was getting no love. So it was like, let me just shout it out and let people know I'm getting some respect in there, you know, stuff like that. But it's really respect for Brick City. And growing up, you know, I used to live First Street, Park Avenue, right by Barringer High School. So I grew up around that area.
So what high school you went to in Newark?
I went to St. Benedict's Prep. I was a little preppy boy, but, you know, I used to cut class. I used to do everything I wasn't supposed to do. You know, all the monks out there, hopping the gate, hanging out Arts High, all that bad stuff, you know. And used to cut class a lot and stuff. But, you know, I got my shit together.
Yeah, no doubt.
Excuse me, got my stuff together. And sort of was able to get right on track. I went to Rutgers right down the block from St. Benedict's, and then sort of focus on what I wanted to do. You know, hip hop was always something I was interested in, and the clothing lines was happening, so I sort of
we're gonna briefly get on that clothing line thing, but like, okay, now for another, I'm looking at it as somebody looking at us right now.
Right.
I mean, you successful. You over here in New York. You got great office.
Right.
Great staff and everything. Now, coming from that transition, you feel what I'm saying? From, like you say, you grew up in Newark.
Right.
Like, what stages? Break it down, like step by step. Right. Like when you went to school and how you go all about going it. You know.
So, you know, like I said, I went to Rutgers for 2 years, and, you know, I was debating on becoming a banker, a cop, all that stuff, but I went back to my God-given talents, which was art, and decided to, if I was gonna win or lose in life, it was gonna be based on my God-given talents. So I decided to base it in that and sort of be the best I could be as far as an artist. And then I was always good at graffiti, another element of hip hop, and I knew that I had that angle. So I put my portfolio together while I was at Rutgers and transferred from Rutgers to FIT, which is a crazy move.
And most FIT, exactly. That's the point I wanted to get at.
You know, so
now, from the stages from FIT,
Fashion Institute of Technology,
exactly. Let them know about
7th Street in New York.
All right. So I mean, from leaving FIT, right, and going into like
the industry,
right, exactly, on the clothing tip, like how to do, like what's the stuff that you have to go through far as like
a lot of it's paying dues, man. Beginning was paying dues, like getting
an
entry level position. Really, you come out, you're not gonna be a star right off the bat, and if you are, great, but not too many stories you hear like that. You really got to go pay your dues in the market. And the market, I'm saying, is on 7th Avenue in New York. You're working for either work for big companies or small companies. No matter where you fit in, try and get a position. Me personally, my first job was in Newark, down by Port Newark, as an art director. Then I used that, and I left one company, went to another one, and sort of found my way in New York, you know, a couple of years later on 7th Avenue doing women's stuff. And one thing led to another. But I really paid my dues for a good 7 years.
Like you got, I mean, you got down nitty gritty and sold the clothes. I mean, I understand, like right now you got people, you know, can bring you the design. Like, Willie, I feel as though this is what we should do or whatever. Right. I mean, the beginning, like before all that.
I keep this right here. I keep this right here, folks. This is my beginning stage of my little booth I had in Magic, and it's just a little corner. This wasn't even my booth, so I had my little clothes right here. So, you know. I keep it here as a fresh memory of, you know, what I'm doing right now is important because I'll never forget where I came from, right? But I did sell the clothes, I did design everything, I still do design everything, but right now it's getting so big that, you know, I'm a humble guy and I don't mind letting other people get involved, get opportunities. Like you met Mike out there from Alabama, you know, he's learning a lot. I want to spread the love. I got T-Budong over here, you know, he's helping me out. You know, and Eminem. But that's T-Budong right there. But in the beginning, it was all hands on. Me, Federal Expressing packages out to Angie Martinez or whoever, myself. Little T-shirt designs that somehow made their way to get some coverage in the Source magazine.
You mentioned Annie Martinez. I'm going to cut you off, but you mentioned Annie Martinez. She wasn't hot then. I mean, she wasn't hot in '97 doing her thing then. You know what I'm saying? When you was about, you know, doing that type of stuff.
She was just like, you know, the stuff went down with, you know, Wendy Williams, and she was just really getting her props. And I was like, you know, but she was always a person I wanted to holler at and make sure she got some clothes and stuff. You know, who knows if it got to her, but the point is, I had to do product placement, I had to do my own press, I had to do my own designs, I had to actually go to screen print it myself and make sure my t-shirts got done and packed properly. Because, you know, at that point, if you're hungry enough, you do whatever you want to get to where you got to go.
Since we talk about the beginning, like, is it always good to start with like t-shirts first? I mean, obviously start with t-shirts thing, right? First, like, what would you say to somebody to start first? First thing to start with.
There is a formula too, like as far as underground clothing lines. Usually start with t-shirts because that's the easiest way. A retailer, person who owns a store, will sort of give you that opportunity because t-shirts are really selling all year round. So that's the easiest avenue to get into any business as far as clothing. You start with t-shirts, and if you don't have that much money, it don't cost you that much. But if your idea is good and you put it on a t-shirt, visual, you should get some nice response from the people that you live around, from that area or whatever. And that retailer come back to you and say, oh, yo, your stuff sold out in a week, let me get some more. You know? But that's one way. That's underground grassroots way where I suggest everyone to start because you get street credibility that way. Another way is you're going for the big dollars.
Everybody
sit down, have meetings. One day, boom, boom, boom. If you have some experience on how the underground market works and you've done that, you may be able to sit down with next time around, maybe not the same clothing line, but your next concept, you'll be able to be more prepared to sit down with bigger companies. You know, say you did t-shirts for, you know, a couple of years and it was successful and you want to do this other line, you can sit down with a company, you know what you're talking about now. You know what kind of numbers and you know the lingo that they're expecting to hear from you.
That's the language of the business. Now learning that do you need that to go to school to do that? I mean, could you probably say to somebody, well, you need to go to school to learn a language? Oh,
well, you don't need to go to school to learn the language. I suggest you go there to get your confidence level up. So when you go out there and you sort of you're out there, you know you got props, you know yourself, you're ready for this. But some people go other angles and you know that's their experience. My experience was I wanted to be fully packed, you know, loaded to the teeth with all my talents and skills. I learned art, I learned graphics, I learned screen printing, I learned design, men's wear, women's wear. I learned everything until I got to the point where, okay, I learned enough, I don't need to go to school no more. Let me just try and find my thing. I'm working on a graphic right now.
I'm feeling this color.
That's coming out. I get the privilege to rock it first.
Right.
But usually this is my where I kept my drawings. I keep all my drawings and stuff. And you saw Mikey working on it earlier. He's on my original pencil renderings that I keep up here. I just let Mikey.
Everything starts on paper first before it just be. Everything starts on paper.
For me, it starts with sketches and I get inspired. So what you see here is my inspiration.
Oh, definitely let them know. Look around and. Man, I see every man needs this.
Oh, yeah,
every man needs it. You know what I'm saying?
This is what I wake up for every day.
Exactly.
This is the man right here, my old man right here who passed away. Yeah. This original that's working hard. Yes. Ramon passed away, but
real proud of you right now.
Yeah, you know. So I got two inspirations here, but inspiration for the clothing comes from the wall right here.
Okay.
I shop stores, get magazines. See what people's wearing out there, and sort of have this here. I don't copy from it, but it's there for me to look at and glance, and you sort of absorb it like you do a commercial. Okay. So this is my office, a little messy, and you see my sales. When I talk about manufacturers, there's one right here, David Sung, who manufactures all my MLB baseball jerseys, and a lot of my stuff that you're gonna see in the stores in fall.
Okay. All right. Well. This is like the Willie Esco Mall area. I like this call is the Esco.
I'm under construction still, like this is my MLB area there. I just signed a deal with Major League Baseball. Okay. Since you know there's a lot of Puerto Ricans and Latins up in baseball, so we thought it'd be a great idea to associate ourselves with Major League Baseball. They had a great year with Sammy Sosa, so we're coming out with jerseys, you know, New York Yankees jerseys with Esco on it. Esco on the back.
It's similar with something I got on right here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is the new logo.
Yeah.
All athletic wear is gonna have that. Okay. My version, you know, of a little swoosh, Nike swoosh. Then this is the hottest jersey out around right now. It's racing MLB jersey right now. It's racing related, racing stuff.
This is like display case. In a sense.
These all denim hookups we use. For fall.
Anyway, what do you think of this stuff?